l'imperativo con un pronome diretto, indiretto o riflessivo. In this lesson you will learn to use l'imperativo, the command form, with direct and indirect object pronouns and with reflexive pronouns. In a previous lesson you already learned to conjugate verbs in the command form. Now it's time to learn to use commands with pronouns. Let's start by looking at some examples. Mangiala, eat it. In this example, la refers to the cake, la torta, and is a direct object pronoun. See a previous lesson to review the difference between direct and indirect object pronouns. Mangia is the familiar tu command. Lasciatemi in pace, leave me alone. In this example, the familiar voi command form is used. Dice la verità, tell us the truth. In this example, the irregular command form of dire is used in the familiar tu command. Diamogli il tuo passaporto. Let's give him or them your passport. In this example, gli is an indirect pronoun and could be referring to either him or them, since the singular and plural masculine forms are the same. They're both gli. The verb is conjugated in the command form for noi. Remember that the noi command form translates as let's, mangiamo, let's eat, andiamo, let's go, diamogli, let's give him, etc. Notice that in each of these examples, the pronoun is tacked right on the end of the verb that has been conjugated in the command form. This pattern of tacking the pronoun on the end of the verb works with voi, noi, and tu commands. To use pronouns with the formal lei or loro command forms, you will see a slightly different pattern. La mangi, eat it. Mi lasciano in pace, leave me alone. Ci dica la verità, tell us the truth. Gli diano il tuo passaporto, give him or them your passport. All of these examples are given either in the singular formal lei or plural formal loro form. Notice that with the formal command forms, the pronoun is not tacked on the end of the conjugated verb, but rather precedes it. The same pattern is followed for reciprocal and reflexive verbs. Svegliati, wake up. Svegliamoci, let's wake up. Svegliatevi, wake up. In the familiar forms, tu, voi, noi, the reflexive pronoun is attached to the end of the conjugated verbs. But in the formal forms, si svegli and si sveglino, the reflexive pronoun precedes the verb. Let's revisit a command form from an earlier slide. Dici la verità. Notice the unusual spelling in this form. The tu form of the verb is di, the pronoun is ci, so where did that extra c come from? The rule to remember is that with these monosyllabic commands, va, da, fa, sta, and di, the first consonant of the pronoun is doubled. Let's look at a few more examples. Dalle il tuo passaporto. Give her your passport. Here, the first L of the feminine singular indirect object pronoun, lei, is doubled. Fammi sapere. Let me know. Here, the M of mi is doubled according to the rule. As always, there is an exception to the rule. The double consonant rule doesn't apply to gli. Finally, let's take a brief look at using pronouns with negative commands in the familiar forms. With the negative familiar commands, you actually have a choice. Pronouns can either be attached at the end of the conjugated verb or precede it. Both options are correct and of common usage. Non le dare il tuo passaporto, or non darle il tuo passaporto. Notice in the second option that the E of dare, the final E, has dropped off. Non le date i vostri passaporti, or non datele i vostri passaporti. This concludes our lesson on using commands with pronouns. Happy commanding! Arrivederci!